How fast can you find and drive the slowest vehicle in every GTA game? Yes, even these ones. The list of vehicles is enormous. Lots of slow trucks, vans and farm vehicles are contender for the slowest machines. I'll be excluding bikes from this video because while bikes like the Faggio for instance are super slow, if you tap the lean down button, their top speed more than doubles. I'll exclude tanks as well because while they are some of the slowest ones in most games tapping out at 50 miles per hour, if you simply turn your cannon backwards and shoot repeatedly, they turn into the fastest vehicles in the games. And the last disqualification will be RC vehicles because you don't really drive them as you get into a van and then use a remote control. All else is fair game. My timer starts as soon as I make any movement or camera flick and will stop as soon as I get into a vehicle and the vehicle name text appears on the screen. I'll also be using miles per hour because I'm a dirty smelly American who only understands freedom units. Or let's begin with the original GTA. So here's something interesting about GTA 1 and the two London DLCs. There really is no slowest or fastest vehicle. Do you know why? Well, here's a coach, a super heavy vehicle. Do you see the speed it has? Let me hop onto the tanker, which is the heaviest vehicle. Is this slower or faster? Well, no, in both these games with enough momentum, any vehicle is the fastest or the slowest, I guess, to vehicle. This means I should disqualify this, but just for the sake of the video, I'll stop my timer as soon as I get into a very heavy vehicle, like the tanker or the coach. So let's begin. There's a tanker spawn location, I'm gonna go towards it, and if I see a heavy vehicle on the way, I'm just gonna get into it. Also gotta mention, the driving in this game sucks very much. You just stick to cars for some reason. Oh, there's a coach. There's a coach, perfect. Let me get out and let me get in the coach, and this took 18 seconds, this was very fast. We are off to a good start. Like I said, this applies to both expansions for GTA 1, so I'm just gonna touch a very heavy vehicle like the Tourbus or the Double Decker, two new vehicles in this game. And unfortunately for us, we're just gonna fight it on the street, and let's see how we're gonna do. First of all, let's get into a car. There's no spawn location for these vehicles, so I'm just gonna fight them on the street. Let's crash into a car, of course. It's gonna spawn eventually. It could spawn right there, it didn't spawn right there. There we go, there we go, there we go. There's a double decker. I don't know the front of it. Which is the front? Is this the front? That's the back, okay. Lost a few seconds, no. This took 22 seconds, I believe. Not too bad, honestly. Is the second expansion gonna be better? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, go! Let's get into this car and find a super mega heavy vehicle. Let's crash into the sign, of course, because why not? Double decker! Double decker! That was so quick, man. Why did it stop so far? No! Fine, let's get into this car. It's gonna be up. I saw you. A second. Oh, is this gonna be 22 seconds again? I think it's 21. Oh, damn, okay. This sucked, man, but it was a funny attempt, I don't care. Let's move on to a game in which I know the fastest and the slowest vehicle specifically, and that's because we have a very nifty tool we can use. Here we have all the car names and we have the max speed of each car. It doesn't say kilometers per hour, miles per hour, whatever, it says max speed, point whatever. And the two contenders are the box truck, which is actually not in the first area of the game and it's gonna take me like 2 hours to reach it, or the truck cab, which can be found in the first area pretty darn quickly. So let's spawn in and let's go. First of all, usually what I do is I pick up the phone and it spawns me a car which I can use to travel to locations, but this truck can spawn right here on this street. It could have spawned already, it hasn't, but here we go. It spawns pretty regularly here. It could spawn a little bit faster, but whatever. This took 15 seconds, which actually puts it in first place so far. Woo! Alright, let's move on to the games you guys actually care about. Starting with GTA 3, we have a few contenders here. Since I cannot use an RC car or a tank, the next slowest ones are the Mr. Whoopi, which is pretty rare. We have a Line Runner, which would have been amazing, cause look at how close it is, dude. It spawns right next to us. This is amazing. But now the slowest one is the Trash Master at 68 miles per hour, and it doesn't spawn very often. In fact, it took about 40 attempts for this vehicle to spawn quickly on the street I'm going after. So let's go. This is post commentary, not live commentary for this particular section, because again, I voiced the first maybe 10 attempts and I just gave up and I just recorded this section because I'm not gonna speak for like hours. Come on. There we go. This is the spawn location. It spawned pretty quickly. About 20 seconds. Was this faster than... Oh, 22 seconds. Okay, yeah, like 22 seconds. This was slower than both Londons. The slowest one so far. Wow. Congrats GTA 3, you suck. Alright, what about GTA Vice City? Again, here we have the RC Bandit and the Tank, which are the slowest, but then we have the Trash Master, which again taps out at 68 miles per hour. Unfortunately for us, it does not spawn on the first island, so what we gotta do is to glitch ourselves to the second one. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, let's hop on to the slowest bike in the game and probably the slowest vehicle in general if you don't tap the button, and travel to... Whoa! Nice one, buddy. Nice try. Ahem, let's travel to this bridge. Jump off the bike, jump in here, and walk forward. If I walk forward, I will get stuck. Okay, weird. Let's walk forward to the VCN building, which has a chopper on top. We can use this chopper to fly to our destination. There's a chopper, and destination is a junkyard on this island. Let's fly to it. And here it is. I'm flying low, so it does spawn. Sometimes it doesn't spawn if you fly too high. There we go, there it is. I'll jump off right on top of it. Pretty close to it, actually. Very good attempt. It's gonna take 2 minutes and a half. This was very slow compared to what we had before, and this is just because this is not on the first island. And helicopters don't spawn this early in the game on the first one. Alright, let's move on to the next game, which you guys hate for some reason, which I do like. It's called GT Advance, in which we have lots of contenders for the slowest vehicle. First of all, we have the Tank, of course, we have the Brit at 77, the Banana at 74, and the Coach at 64, the slowest vehicle. How can we get it? Well, take a look at this. We spawn in, we go right, and there we go. Coach, 6 seconds, boom, done. The slowest vehicle for no time at all. Good job, GT Advance, I hope you win, because you deserve the recognition. What doesn't deserve recognition is GTA San Andreas, because it's so popular already. In this game we have 3 cars, or I guess vehicles, which have the slowest speed. They are the sweeper, the mower, and the forklift. They all tap out at 37 miles per hour and they all spawn in Los Santos. But which one should I go for? So first of all, CJ spawns here, the forklift spawns here, the mower here, and the sweeper here. It looks to me that the sweeper is the closest one, so let's go for that. Are you ready, CJ? Let's begin. The first thing he's gonna do is to search for a bike. There we go, bike. I usually go for a police bike here. What are you doing, CJ? Usually he goes for a police bike here, but this was a good spawn too. And all he has to do is to travel to a particular place of the sweeper, which doesn't always spawn, by the way. I have had some attempts on this and it didn't spawn. The mower is actually close too, but unfortunately there's a huge hill you have to climb. And there's no shortcuts like this one you can take, so this I think is the closest one to us, so you can judge it for yourselves. You can try this challenge for yourself. There we go, it spawned. But yeah, you can try this for yourselves and figure out if the other ones are a little bit faster than this one. So this took 46 seconds. Not the slowest one so far, but if I went for a forklift, it could have been. Alright, let's move on to GTA LCAS. Here we have the usual suspects, the RC Bandit, the Tank of course, but then we have the Trash Master at 68 miles per hour, which spawns super mega close to us, because Salvatore's mansion is right next to a junkyard. I don't know why, but it is how it is. So here we go, Tony, let's hop onto the car. We could sprint to it, but this is much faster, so just go here. I'll avoid going straight to it, because if you go straight there's lots of stuff in the way, like you can see on the left side of us. There's a fence, there's wrecked cars and lots of stuff. Let's jump around, and here we go. This is the Trash Master. It's gonna take not too long at all, but it's more than 22 seconds, which puts it pretty low still. Not as low as Vice City and San Andreas, but still pretty good time, I would say. 30 seconds is not too shabby. Oh, what the hell? Gathering of the Trash Masters, I guess. Nice grind, bro. Anyway, let's move on to GTA Vice City Stories. For the first time ever, guys, the slowest car is not an RC car or a tank. We do have a different car which is super mega slow. It's the Bulldozer at 62 miles per hour. As you can see, it's a slog, but do you guys remember this mission? And do you remember how slow the forklift was? Well, it taps out at 37 miles per hour, which makes it the slowest one in this game. But do you only get it in this mission? Well, no, you get it from a spawn location, which is not super close to us. So we spawn in, we jump on the bike, and we go this way. We smoosh a few people. I didn't want to smoosh them, but it happened because they were in my way, so let's wait for this to open. We take a left, and we take a right turn over here. Usually don't take this turn, but this is much better because we can go straight afterwards. We don't crash. Yeah, very good. Take a right. We haven't crashed so far. Woo! Let's take a left over here. We're basically going to the paint spray location, which contains a forklift. Close to paint spray, not exactly next to paint spray, but pretty super close to paint spray. So let's go forward here, just a straight shot to the forklift. Oh, nice bump. That could have ended my run, but whatever. Here it is, paint spray is right behind me. This is the forklift, it's nice and yellow. Let's jump onto it in 1 minute and 4 seconds. Suck at Vice City Stories is better, haha. And now it's time for HD Universe, starting with GTA 4. The slowest vehicles here are the Ripley at 43, the forklift at 31, and the air tug at 25. Luckily for us, we spawn on the first island, which has an airport, which means we just gotta drive to it and pick up an air tug. So we spawn in the cab. We go backwards and make an epic turn. Wait for it. Oh, hell yeah! This is a shortcut I can take. And part of the shortcut is to crash into this wall because I can make a faster turn this way. Because usually you just have to slow down, and GTA 4's physics don't allow you to take sharp turns, but this is pretty good attempt so far. Here's a difficult turn I can take. I can flip over here. I didn't flip, very good. And it's just a straight shot to the airport. Let's go. Here we go, we have arrived. We gotta take a right turn over here. As soon as we enter, take a left and search for an air tug, which has a spawn location, a specific spawn location, which is right over here. Here it is. I'm gonna push these. Bad push. It works out, it's fine. Sub 2 minutes? Sub 2 minutes! Yeah, sub 2 minutes for the air tug. Good job, Nico Bellic. The same rules apply for the first expansion, Lost and Damned. Unfortunately for us, we spawn on the third island and we gotta go to the first one, which is super far away. So I don't think it's gonna be faster than Nico, but we shall see. So, oh wow. Why did you jump in front of me? What the hell? Bro. Okay, so first, right over here I have to take. Let's not get distracted because this is a difficult route. At least the start of it, because later on it's just a straight shot. What are you doing? Why are you jumping in front of me? Get out of here. Wow. I mean, it's my fault because I'm driving on a sidewalk, but I mean, does he have to jump in to my bike? No, I don't think so. So, from here is just a straight shot until I see a sprung sign. So let's see it. Okay, here we go. This is the sprung sign. This is the turn. Oh, I overshot it. Okay, very good. Okay, so from here, it's just a straight shot to the airport. No turns whatsoever until we reach it. Let's go. We have arrived. Let's take a right turn. I'm gonna touch the same exact air tug. Left over here, and we have to go this way. Luckily for us, we have a bike this time, so we don't have to push stuff. We just get out of here, and we hop into the air tug in exactly 1 minute more. Wow, you sucked, Lost and Damned. You suck too, Billy, good riddance. Let's move on to the second expansion, in which we have a change, guys. We have a new car in this expansion. It's called the Caddy. Unfortunately for us, this car does not have a spawn location and you cannot find it on the street. So how do you get it? From a mission called Practice Swing. Which mission is this? Well, technically it's the second mission, but you gotta do certain things to make it the second mission, because otherwise it could even be the sixth mission you do. So what do I mean by that? First of all, let's start the first mission and travel to Hercules. Once I get close, I'm just gonna turn around like this. After spawning, I'll be facing my next objective. Pretty cool trick, I think. Let's travel to Maisonette, let's park, watch this cutscene, skip it of course as quick as possible, turn around and jump on these stairs. Get out, watch another cutscene with these two fools. Here we go, this is the location, we have to drop them off, watch this cutscene and go backwards to my apartment. And this is where things get interesting. So first of all, if I continue, if I pass the mission like I did right now, and if I don't sleep, I'll have to do a different mission, the mission at Maisonette. Maisonette 9 closes at 7 AM. So the mission which we have currently there is the mission we have to do. We have a different mission, however, which unlocks after 7 AM at Tony's apartment, and sleeping advances the time by 6 hours. Which puts me very close to 7 AM. As you can see, it popped up right now. This is the Maisonette 9 mission, which is currently available and I don't want to do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna travel to Tony's apartment, wait for 7 AM. Here we go, one more second, 7 AM. The other one closes and this one opens and we can do this mission after 7 AM, which is practice swing, the mission we actually need. Let's skip the cutscene of course, get into a car and travel to the golf course. Let's park over here and once again watch a bunch of cutscenes. And we have to play golf. We gotta hit the guy 3 times with the golf ball. So this is the first one. Bam! Right in the penis. Second hit, again in the penis. And hit number 3 in the second hit. We have to watch a cutscene, which of course I'm gonna skip again. And we have a bunch of golf carts below us. I just gotta jump off and get into this one as quick as possible. This took 8.5 minutes, dude, which is huge. But remember, we have not done GTA 5 yet, and GTA 5 is gonna take a lot of time, as you can imagine. And we are done with the Ballad of Gay Tony. Let's move on to Chinatown Wars. Unfortunately, we cannot be super precise in this game because we don't have actual numbers to work with, so I'm gonna go for the tanker, which looks the slowest car in this game. It's huge, it's heavy, I have tested a bunch of vehicles and this one seems to be the slowest one. So first of all, we gotta get into this car, we have to get out of this car and get back in. This way we don't have to play a stupid minigame, which people like for some reason. I hate this minigame, so I always skip it because it saves lots of time. And we gotta drive just straight. Straight, we're gonna find a gas station on the right side of us, over here, which contains a tanker. So let's get into it in 39 seconds, almost 40 seconds, a little bit faster in GTA San Andreas. Good job, Chinatown Wars. Let's move on to GTA 5, which always sucks for these challenges. And why is that? Well, first of all, we have to travel to Los Santos because the slowest car is not in North Yankton. Which is the slowest car? Well, first of all, we have an air tug again in GTA 5 at 29. We have a tractor, which is a unique vehicle, which is very rusty, very slow. It's at 28, and we have a dozer at 11 miles per hour, slower than the player on foot. Imagine that. To get it, we gotta complete the North Yankton section, we gotta complete the chase with Lamar, which takes about 9 whole minutes, and we gotta take this route. We're gonna travel to the location of the dozer. Let's go. Okay, here we go, this is the turn I have to take. We have a bunch of spawn locations here, just one spawn this time for some reason, but here we go. This is the dozer, this took 10 minutes, dude. It is the slowest one so far. This game sucks for these challenges, always just because of the North Yankton section. I cannot skip that, because it's still part of the game. If I skip it, it's cheating. So which game can touch the slowest car the fastest? GTA Advance, congratulations, at 6 seconds. And GTA 5, you suck like always. If you wanna support the channel, you can become a member or a patron. Thanks so much for watching, and a special thank you to Sean Pascal, Lavelikani, Neo GMD, Danan J, Case Knights, Monish Puri, Pahish, Galaxy Star, Praise Doe, Bad Boy Hero, Jebediah, Versetti Gwen, Hats, Marius, and everybody else.